Oh,
That was so weird to me.
I tried to beat the clock, but I didn't because
Didn't.
I was trying to share, and it just
Oh my gosh.
didn't even have a share button
Yeah,
for
I
me
should have
for
done the
a
same thing
minute. I
before.
was like,
I'm
oh
not gonna
well,
worry about it. So
oh well.
hello, welcome to the rant.
Hello.
I'm
Thanks
Reverend
for
Dr.
having me.
Well, it's nice to see you, St. Steph. I'm grateful to have you here.
Yeah, good to be seen. Good to see you, Dr. Jay-Z.
Yeah,
So here we are. Oh my gosh.
here we are. It's a glorious Wednesday,
That's
October 8th, 2025. You know what today is? The year is 2025, right?
It's 2025 for a couple more months.
My brain is doing
Yeah.
funny things. You know what today is?
What?
Today is my 9th wedding anniversary.
Is it really?
It
Happy
is.
anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah.
9. Oh,
Nine
yes.
9 years ago today, my husband and I tied the knot in Toronto and had a great party. And yeah, it's funny where life takes us, though. Like
Mm-hmm.
at that point, there was not even an inkling of a thought in our mind that we were ever leaving Toronto.
Oh, for
And
sure.
a year later, I was gone and he was back in Thunder Bay.
Yeah. Wow.
It may sound weird, but he had to remain in Canada while he was going through the immigration process. I'm like, we didn't separate.
Yeah.
Except that we were separated because of government
Yes.
structures. Yeah. So
Long
yeah, we were
distance.
actually apart for 18 months while I was in the United States. He was in Canada and we were waiting for his green card to come through.
Gosh. Tammy and I, our longest stint away from one another was 6 weeks. And that was long. That was so long.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys manage 18 months?
I look back and I think it went by in a flash.
Yeah.
And yet 18 months is it's a year and a half. That is a long
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Yeah. So, hello, everybody who's watching. We see that number climbing. So grateful to see you and to be here with you.
always like,
Yes.
yeah.
This is our opportunity. I noticed we don't have our backdrops. We got to find our backdrops.
Yeah.
In our old ones, we used to have like radically affirmative new thought and stuff all around us. So maybe I'll just go make some new ones, I guess. I don't know.
That would be lovely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Upload
And
them.
so if you're watching, let us know you're watching. Those loves, those likes, those shares, all those clicks, engage with us and help us get our algorithm out into the world, because we want radically affirmative new thoughts and new thinkers in this world. And you engaging in this post actually helps us get into more people's news feeds. So you and your clicking helps us awaken people a little bit more today than they were yesterday. So thanks so much for doing all that. Of course, let us see you in the chats. We want to know what you want a radically affirmative new thought about.
Yeah. I mean, we're always thinking radically affirmative new thoughts.
Yeah,
so what
every
do you
day.
want a radically affirmative new thought about?
Yes.
Or actually, let's turn that around. I have an idea. What is your radically affirmative new thought? Perhaps something we have never considered.
Yes.
We're not. One of the things that I really engage in when I facilitate an educational experience like a class is I remind myself that I am probably more of a student than I am a teacher. It's why I always say I'm a facilitator of the class. I never say I'm the teacher of the class.
Yeah.
Because I really do feel like I am immersed in learning in the experience. So I want to know, what do you know? And so throw that up in the chat. Let us know what you're thinking. What radically affirmative new thought do you have today?
Yeah.
And in fact, maybe challenge us.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I love it. I love a day when my neck and ears are red because I've been challenged. Let's go. What's your radically affirmative new thought?
Yeah. While we're waiting for those to come in, I just had this thought. So I just came back yesterday from, I was away for 2 nights. I was just up in the Phoenix area. So, a 2-hour drive from where I am. But I was there for the Unity Southwest Region Board of Trustees retreat. And it's a strategic planning opportunity. It's all business. But on the board of trustees for the Unity Southwest region, I'm the president of the board right now. On the board are 2 CSL ministers who became Unity ministers. And a lot of discussion actually came up because there are Unity ministers who don't have a lot of understanding of religious science and the differences between Unity and religious science. And they were asking, like, well, what is the difference? And so, I do come from a religious science background. My first educational certificates all are from Religious Science International, which is still like near and dear to my heart. And the question came up by some of the Unity ministers because they didn't know. And I was like, wow, we take a lot for granted. But what they didn't know is, what are the differences between religious science and Unity? And I know how I answer that question, but I'm curious how you answer that question.
How I answer it?
Yeah,
We
how
have
do you
different
answer
founders.
it?
We have different founders.
Well, yes. I mean, that
That's
is
all
true.
that's all I say. I don't know Unity enough to compare, right? Although it's, as a religious scientist, even some of my classes were by Unity teachers, right? Eric Butterworth, Unity. Charles Fillmore, Unity. Linda Martello Whitsitt. Like, these are books that I study and facilitate.
This was one of the very first classes I took, was spiritual economics.
Yeah, and that's Eric Butterworth.
Yeah, it's Eric Butterworth, who's a Unity minister.
So that's why I really talk about New Thought as an umbrella, because the similarities or the differences, I'm not going to write essays on it. And I'm not really involved in organizational stuff at this point in my life. So Unity, I mean,
but I want to be really clear. I'm not talking about the organization. It's funny because you said, we have different founders. I'm like, and I'm not really talking about organization or business. I'm saying,
no, but a founder of a religion. I mean, even Jesus wasn't a founder.
Yeah, but I would even say, like, these are people, these were mystics in the world who facilitated movements. The organizational structure that came out of that is secondary to facilitating a movement for me.
And it's absolutely secondary to the movement.
Right.
Yeah.
And even they were like, oh, do we have to have an organization? I mean, that is true of Ernest Holmes. It's true of the Fillmores. Like, they were not really supportive of, we have to have a formal organization.
Yeah.
And so it's
they
funny
want to sit in a living room and discuss with their people and their community and their loved ones this teaching, because and it's the same thing. I mean, for me, my living room is now Zoom.
Yeah.
Right. But it's the same thing. It's small groups of people chewing on it, contemplating and using it to change their lives. Right. And then those people contemplating, chewing on with their loved ones and sharing, right. That's how it's a ripple effect. And, and that's, so yeah, mystics, I consider myself a mystic. My life has been absolutely epic in how the divine has shown up through me or as me, like that, how this presence engages when we are open vessels. That's mysticism. Be an open vessel and you will hear the divine all the time.
Well, and what we perceive as being our ordinary lives are actually not separate from our mystical lives. They're one and the same. And I think if we start to really acknowledge that there's no difference. There's no difference between an ordinary life and a mystical life, except what we call it. So what if we all approached the experience of our life, and I'm saying all of us, what if we all approach the experience of our life from the point of view of being mystics? Like, how would that fundamentally change your experience of life if you just affirmed for yourself, I am a mystic? And I know your answer, Steph, because we talk about it all the time, but I'm saying to everyone who's watching us, like, how might that affect your life if you acknowledged and affirmed, I am a mystic?
Like, I think the big one for me too is philosopher. I've moved away from like ministry language to purpose-driven language. And really what I find myself, because I'm all about conversation, I'm all about diving deep with people, I'm all about, becoming more aware presence of the presence. And philosopher is something that sits really well with me as a title, because it is like I'm just sharing philosophy. I'm just sharing thoughts. Like you said, I'm not teaching anyone anything. I am living a life and sharing the wisdom I glean from my experience with anyone who will listen,
Mm-hmm.
which is love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are, right? Like we
Yeah.
know what is ours to do, and we get distracted, and we get soot and muck and mire on us because we are focusing on the outward experience instead of the inward journey. And it is the inward journey that this life is all about.
Right.
How we show up, how we engage, how we respond, how we react, how we fit in, how we sit in. That's philosophy.
Yeah.
That's even, I mean, where's my big book? Is it on the table? Here.
Well, while you're getting the big book, I do want to say I started with a question, and I'm going to tell you what I think the answer to the question is. The difference is between, yes, I see the big book.
A philosophy.
Yeah.
This is a philosophy.
Yeah. But I think the answer, the way that I articulate the answer is the difference between unity and religious science, and really even divine science, or any of the, of the paths that exist under the New Thought umbrella, is the jargon that we use, the language that we use to talk about it. An example I often give is, when I was immersed in religious science, because that is my foundational teaching. I was a religious science minister before I was a unity minister. I was ordained in religious science. The primary way of describing what we would refer to loosely as the law, it was the law of cause and effect, right? That's the fundamental law that we teach.
Yeah.
And in unity, that language is not so prevalent, but they do talk about the law. But what they talk about is the law of mind action. And here's the thing. It's the exact same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
Exact same thing. It's just we use different language to describe one thing.
Yeah.
And so that
And
really,
I've heard it. I use the law of mind often too, and it's all the same thing.
yeah. Sherry says that I'm a mystic until I forget, but I feel the delving in begins when I forget and have to find my way back, And what a journey.
Yep.
What a magnificent journey to be on.
Yeah. Returning every day.
Returning
Returning
every
day. Yeah.
Remembering who we are in every moment.
In every moment. Yeah. Yeah. And that's so important. Like because we have choice, we are at choice all of the time. We are at choice, you guys. Yeah. That thing you just bumped into, choice, all good. Right. So we're at choice. I invite every one of us, before we make that choice, to take a breath, see it from a different angle, different perspective, from a different advantage point, see both sides, see the third way, take a breath before making choices. And your life will be better. It'll be easier. It'll go, you're in the flow when you just pause before responding or reacting. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a fundamental spiritual practice. And I think, so let's talk a little bit about spiritual practice, because I think sometimes we think spiritual practice has to be some very deep, profound thing.
Because that's what we've been taught.
Yeah. But sometimes spiritual practice is just taking a breath before you respond.
Yeah.
Let's let go of the onus of spiritual practice needing to be heavy, and start accepting that every moment that we exist is a practice in the expression of spirit, because that's fundamentally who we are.
Yes. Yeah. I am the activity of the divine. All of my actions are God's actions.
Yes.
And
I,
so every breath is a spiritual practice, because there is no moment in your day that is not sacred and holy and precious and the divine's moment. You
right.
are in it all of the time. There is no separation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if you ever feel like you've messed something up in your life, know that that's God too. Like, let go of the notion of separation and know that,
Mhm.
God through us, you ready for the people are going to be like, wait, what?
Yeah,
God,
hang on to something.
God through us makes mistakes. Because if we think of anything as separate from, then we have set ourselves up for discord in our lives. So
Absolutely.
the degree to which we can acknowledge that that we've made a mistake
Yeah.
and understand that that too is divine. It's a divine
Mhm.
outflow in expression. We actually set ourselves up to move through that, to grow through that, and to find ourselves on the other side of it, I think, more profoundly than if we beat ourselves up over it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that was stupid. Like, let go
Yeah.
and
Hey,
know,
stop calling my friends stupid.
yeah.
Stop calling the beloved silly for making a choice,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm, mm. Yeah. And it's hard. It's hard when we're in the hard stuff, right? Because we don't feel the confidence or the faith or the conviction of that truth that is within us. The divine presence is within all things. That is a truth I absolutely know. And I'm studying this book this year. This is like, I'm just spending every day with these essays by Dr. Ernest Holmes. And it's oh yeah, just right. Whenever Ernest or our beloved teachers, I talk about this all the time, Ernest Holmes, Charles Fillmore, Don Miguel Ruiz, just do this, right? Oh, well, they're the mystics who have mastered this principle. They're the philosophers who have philosophically unwound this. So it's just that simple. And it is just that simple. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, what this book is telling me in bite sized forms through essays, originally published in 1968, um, faith and conviction, confidence and self assurance. These are instruments and ingredients we require to live a fulfilled life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are moping around, and I'm saying this because I've been moping around in my life. There's moping moments, right? We have moping moments. Working on that faith, that conviction, that confidence, that self assurance gets us to a place where that rebound time or the pause becomes simple and easy, because it's just practice. It's just
Mm-hmm.
practice, this thing. And so there's hard thing. I have had hard situations in my life. I
Yeah.
have hard situations in my life. And every one of them was a sacred friend, because I know now what I know now. I am now who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
These are beautiful things in my life. And I trust and know that same divine certainty within all of us will awaken the whole planet
Mm-hmm.
when we each have conviction and faith and self assurance in ourselves and our abilities to be awake, to
Mm-hmm.
be the mystic, to be the philosopher, to just trust that what we say is enough, what we do is enough, all of that good stuff. We have only one mind.
Yeah.
And so when, I'm waiting for that 100th monkey or the 1,000th person who really gets it, because we're going to see something so magnificent just shift all over the world.
Indeed. Indeed. You make me think, and it's so, sorry, I'm not being very clear right now. You make me think about Emerson's essay on self-reliance, which is
Mm,
fundamental in the development of new thought. We have a lot of ties to transcendentalism in New Thought, and specifically in Ralph Waldo Emerson's essays. But there's this one thing that he wrote in his essay on self-reliance, where he wrote this, and I'm going to degender it, by the way. A person should learn to detect and watch that gleam of light which flashes across their mind from within, more than the luster of the firmament of bards and sages. Yet they dismiss without notice their thought because it is theirs. In every work of genius, we recognize our own rejected thoughts. They come back to us with a certain alienated majesty. And that really resonates with me in terms of the conversation that we're having right now, because we distrust ourselves a lot. And this is a call for us.
And it's not our fault.
Yeah, it's not. But this is a call to remember who we are, and that one mind is a mind that we all share. And so we have equal access, every single one of us, to the infinite wisdom of the universe. Yeah. And yet we dismiss it because, we might dismiss something. He mentions bards and sages, right? And I think about the bard of Stratford-upon-Avon, which is William Shakespeare. We will dismiss our thought because, Shakespeare said it better. Well, but you said it in your own unique way.
Yeah.
And we can let go of this notion that there's better or worse or good or bad. There is what is. And we are the ones who perpetuate a judgment around any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting to a place where, getting to this place of enoughness, trusting yourself enough to just believe what you say. trusting yourself enough that you are every day doing the best that you can. Just trusting ourselves enough for that. Like, at the end of the day, you're sleeping better because you put your head down and you did the best that you can. Having enough faith and trust in yourself that today I did the best that I can. And that's all. That was enough. What I did was enough.
Yeah.
And having faith in your enoughness, that's huge.
There's a book that was written by my mentor's mentor. My mentor being James Mellon. His mentor was Dr. David Walker. And David Walker, bless his heart, he made his transition many years ago. But he wrote a book called You Are Enough. Always have been, always will be. And when he published it, boy, that tweaked some people. Because, he's essentially saying, you are absolutely enough, warts and all. And, if we keep denying the existence of the ill effects or the detrimental things in our lives, we're actually not empowering ourselves to grow through them. We're not empowering ourselves to do anything about them. And then, and we have we have the phrase for that, which we refer to that as spiritual bypass. And we're like,
and who told us?
It's all God. It's all good. I'm like, yes, it is all God and it's all good. That's a fundamental premise of what we teach. But that means it's all God.
It is all.
So acknowledge that we can be okay with looking at the stuff and knowing that we are empowered to grow through it.
Yeah. Oh, I just had it might be a controversial thought.
Say it.
But back in the 70s and 80s, this self-help began. Self-help books, it's all the self-help. So and I just feel like self-help is kind of like a multi-level marketing kind of experience. Like, someone has told us we're not enough. Someone has told us that what you're experiencing right now, you should want to change because you're not good enough. You're not fast enough. You're not strong enough. You're not tall enough. You're not short enough. You're not thin enough. You're not fat enough. You are not enough. Someone has told us these things.
Well,
So God bless,
yeah, we're
David.
bombarded with it every moment. If you don't have,
Yeah.
you're not enough, but if you get our product, you will be enough,
You will be
right?
enough.
I mean,
Yeah, you will be enough when you discover it within yourself, beloved.
yeah,
You are born enough. You are born perfect. There's nothing you need to do to become more perfect.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like, you thought that was going to be controversial? That's not
Yeah.
controversial.
Well, I'm in some circles
That say what?
that have I'm in circles where that have helped me learn, have taught me how to pause before speaking.
Hmm.
And so I pause, right? I pause. I want to make sure. Um, but the golden rules here's a radically affirmative new thought. The golden thread, right? In in all faith traditions, in all spiritual backgrounds, the golden thread is to do no harm. Do no harm to yourself, to anyone. Do no if you're living your life to do no harm, nothing bad is going to be going on. Everybody's going to be on their best behavior. Um, and I say it like that because as soon as someone tells me I'm supposed to behave one way, my ego self, the little red dragon that sits over here, is like, "You're not the boss of me. I'm gonna be upset if I want to be upset." I'm like that, and the only one who needs to shift or change or grow or evolve that out of me is me, if I so desire to not have that little red dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could have that little red dragon go, "Oh, little red dragon, you are so sweet. Look at you in your fiery little heatedness. Oh my gosh, you're so sweet."
Hmm.
Thinking that you're not the boss. Like all of that stuff. Because everything is choice. Just because someone asks you to do something doesn't mean you have to do it. You are at choice. You don't
Absolutely.
have to grow. You don't have to evolve. You don't have to bend over backwards. You don't have to do any of that.
Mm-mm.
You don't have to do that. And
Nope.
so just live like today is the day. That's the essay I'm working on this week because I'm only chewing on one essay a week.
Right.
Just and I've been like, so I just how to build your tomorrow today is what I've been chewing on, and that's just it, right? But like, today's the day you have. Today's the day you're planting tomorrow's seeds, but today is the day you're reaping what you planted yesterday. So if today is going great, plant more of it. If you want to shift and change, you get to choose what seeds you are planting today. You get
Mm-hmm.
to do that. We have choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that for us. I love that for all of us.
What we did yesterday is carried over into today only because we give our consent to it.
That's in that essay.
Oh, I'm aware.
Yeah.
I literally brought it up on Kindle on my screen because
Yeah.
but that's
We
one of
give consent.
it's one of the things that I highlighted in that essay. What we did yesterday is carried over into today only because we give our consent to it. Like, really hear that.
Yes.
I still engage in spiritual counseling, and I'm not giving away any confidences. I'm just going to talk about a general practice that I sometimes engage in with spiritual counseling. I think I've talked about it here before. I've talked about it in class, but sometimes I'll be sitting with someone and they will be so steeped in their history, like the story, right, of their past, that they and basically what happens is when we are steeped in our history, when we are steeped in the story of the past, we keep telling ourselves the story of the past. We are consenting to allow that to continue to create in our present,
Yeah.
right? And so I'll sometimes be sitting and listening to somebody and they're really like trying to convince me. Here's the thing. They are trying to convince me of the relevancy of their past
Yeah.
to their present moment. And I say, if we're willing to let go of that having any relevance to this moment, then we actually empower ourselves to start something anew. So the practice that I have started, and I should just bring it in here with me because sometimes like So we have in our prayer room one of these large tomes. It's a Bible, but it's like a Bible that's meant to like be put onto a platform, and you don't carry this Bible in your purse. Uh, so what I will do is I will get the Bible out. It's literally like, okay, here's the Bible. I want you to put your hands out, and I put it in their hands, and I say that Bible represents the story of your past, and you now have to hold it out there as long as you talk about the past. Because what becomes abundantly clear pretty quickly is as you hold that out there, as you keep presenting the past, it weighs you down, it feels heavier, it fatigues you.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, you're in charge of when you decide to put it down. But when you put it down, you need to leave it down. And that has worked for some people, and it's like they get it. It's like, oh my gosh, I've been manipulating myself through holding on to the past. I've been weighing myself down because of the prevalence that I place on these past ideas.
Yeah.
And so what am I willing to do now? Set it down. You ready?
Yeah.
Think a radically affirmative new thought.
There it
Boom.
is. Boom.
Mic drop.
Yeah, it is absolute. And from experience, you guys, we're talking from experience.
Yeah. I had to learn this.
It's exhausting dragging my past into my present.
Right.
I have spent months on end being exhausted, and then every day reminding myself of how exhausted I feel. I carried that with me everywhere I go. It was a shawl. Oh, look at me. I'm so busy. I'm exhausted. Oh, look at me. I'm exhausted. And I carried my exhaustion with me.
Right.
I have set down like a 10,000-pound Bible in the last 2 months, right? Like I have set that down, and I can tell you from this side of putting that down, man, everything is light. Everything is just so clear.
Yeah.
When you don't have to, when you're seeing today with today's eyes, it's so much clearer than when you have to wade through all of the past to get to the response you're waiting for. It's, yeah. Yeah.
You made me think, and then the thought escaped me, which is why I'm struggling with it in this moment. It's there. It's coming back to me. It's right there. Oh, I know. I was going to say, sometimes I get asked in relationship to the kind of this idea of, when we're willing to release and stop letting our past dictate our present moment, I get asked, well, why do we tell the stories?
Yeah.
What is it? And I said, well, we continue to live within that because there actually is something that we gain from it. Maybe what we gain is sympathy. Someone who's going to sympathize with us, which gives us a little bit of a hit of, I'm going to say, I don't know what the actual chemical thing that happens in our brain is, but maybe we get a little dopamine hit from that feeling of sympathy. It's like, oh, so you're sympathizing with me, which makes me feel so good. And so we are actually wiring our brains to continue that pattern of behavior. Because we gain something from it. But I'll tell you, we gain so much more when we are willing to set all of that aside and live in the truth of our being.
Yeah. Being courageous to discover those things about ourselves, right? Am I sitting in this thing that is causing me physical stress, physical harm, it's because energy is like, we have this tuning fork. Right. And so, I mean, my story is 25 years worth of anxiety, like chronic anxiety. I was diagnosed. And I guess you guys can tell how that worked out. But it was, absolutely, like the benefit I received from being anxious in public, I got a lot of support. It wasn't the support my soul needed, but it was support my mind needed, my ego needed, like those kinds of things. But my just bringing back to each moment, oh no, I have anxiety. Like I would notice, oh, I'm at peace right now, like little moments of peace. Where'd my anxiety go? And
Mhm.
then, so it's really, do you want what it is you're experiencing, whatever it is?
Right. Well,
That's what you're checking in with.
and look at the way we've developed language around that kind of thing. I have anxiety. Well, you own it now.
Yeah.
You're saying that you own it.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to continue to own it, or do you want to sell it off? And I'm not saying
Yeah.
sell it to somebody else, but sell it off
No,
so that it is dissipated entirely.
you can tithe it to its source. You can place it on your altar
Yeah.
of change and fulfillment, and sacrifice what doesn't serve you. Bring the offering to the divine, because it's it's it knows its frequency. It is the same stuff. Like
Hmm.
I give this away. I'm giving this away. I don't need this anymore. I don't need to carry this mantle or this identity
Hmm.
anymore. And what do you want to identify with? How do you want to show up? So,
Yeah.
you
I'm
know,
going to. I'm in a constant state of relegating all the ill thoughts I have of myself. I'm relegating them to the dustbin of history,
mm,
as they
mm,
no longer have any relevance in my present moment. And so let them be where they belong, which is back there and not here.
yeah, back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It always makes me think of the first episode of Deep Space Nine. The very first episode of Deep Space Nine, when Cisco meets the entities, and they don't understand linear time, and they just keep going back to the scene, which was his most horrific day. They just keep bringing him back to the day. It's the first episode of Deep Space Nine, so I'm, no spoilers for the whole series or anything. but he is where he
Spoilers
is.
for that episode. Gosh.
Definitely spoilers for this episode, but
But
the dark,
also,
I can just say the darkest day he's ever experienced. They just keep bringing him back and trying to, like, why are you here? Why do you keep bringing us here? And he's like, this is the past. I don't want to be here. And the entities are like, well, then why do you live here? We're not creating this. You are creating this. Why do you live here? I don't live here. No, you do. This is where you live, in this dark space. And
mhm.
this is like, and that's the same. Episode 1 of Deep Space Nine, an amazing, amazing episode to teach us about New Thought principles.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say something about spoilers. That show's like 20 years old now, more than 20 years old. So I don't think it's considered a spoiler anymore. It'd be like saying, um, spoiler alert, Dorothy melts the Wicked Witch by throwing a bucket of water on her.
What? What are you
All right.
telling me? I haven't seen
I just
that,
gave away the ending of The Wizard of Oz.
but not the ending of Wicked.
No, I have not given away the ending of Wicked.
Yeah. Which I just recently watched, even though it was years ago. It came out years ago.
Well,
We also just watched
a year
Hamilton.
ago, not even a year ago. It came out last fall.
Really? Oh my
First.
God, I'm so on it then.
Yeah,
That's
you're
like the most
so
on
on
it I've been.
the final Wicked for Good, which is the second half, is released, I think, in 40 days. So I think something like that.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to watch it in a theater now that Tammy and I go to the theaters again.
Yay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
so
Wicked, by the way. Love it. And I
love
loved
it.
I love
Yeah.
the adaptation into the movie. I enjoyed the stage production, but I think the movie's better, frankly.
Oh, yes.
I
We just watched Hamilton.
think.
We're watching all the things that people have said, hey, you should watch that years ago.
Nice.
And so we are now. So it's a filmed version of the play Hamilton.
It's what they call a pro shot,
Yeah.
where they professionally video or filmed the stage production. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now I know what everybody was talking about
I
years
know,
ago.
it's really, it's
Hamilton,
so loud,
Hamilton,
right?
Hamilton, Hamilton. There
Yeah.
was a one song after, and I'm not good at history or characters' names.
It's okay.
The sister of who Hamilton married,
Angelica Schuyler
Angelica.
is the
The
sister.
song she sang in the first act about, the missed opportunity, like he could have been hers, that song, when she was done singing it,
When they
I
do the
turned to
whole
Tammy.
rewind at the
Yeah,
wedding.
at the wedding. Yeah,
Yeah.
I turned to Tammy and I said, that song, that performance was enough reason for us to watch this program.
Yeah.
Like it, so much talent. I'm like, could you imagine being in that room with her voice? Like, wow.
Yeah. The
Wow.
actress's name is Renee Elise Goldsberry. And that song, she actually does a cover of that song on her solo album. And it's really lovely because it's a different production value than in the stage production. I mean, of course.
Yeah.
But there's something actually even more heartbreaking around hearing her sing it without like a huge backing chorus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've gone from New Thought into musical theater.
Music, just like
Story of my life.
like us to do. Yeah, theater kids, you guys.
Yeah.
Theater kids.
I have you seen Come From Away? The pro
No.
shot?
Come From
That
Away.
is
Nope.
Come From Away. It is a must. It is
Okay.
one of the best musicals that has ever been created and produced, in my opinion.
I love musicals.
Yeah.
In my next life, I'm totally going to get into that somehow.
Yeah.
Musical theater.
And I think that, I think in terms of, actually, I'm wearing my Humankind shirt today, Humankind, and it says there, be both, right? It Come From Away is a story of resilience and kindness. And that's, I think, what I love about it. It's a really special musical. So that's all I'm going to say about it to you, because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, no spoils. Yes.
No spoilers.
Okay, you guys, so we're off topic again. We are looking to you. What is your radically affirmative new thought today? What are you shifting, changing, growing, evolving? What is your radically affirmative new thought? Let us see them in the comments. And because we've got 15 more minutes of ranting available to you. So you have
we can rant about spiritual things or musical theater. It's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah, up to you. I'm also willing to talk about Star Trek all day long.
Well, yeah, there are so many spiritual ties in Star Trek.
Oh yes, absolutely, and in every one of them, in every series, there is new thought.
It's funny. I've watched the whole first season of Deep Space Nine, and I haven't watched subsequent seasons. But I keep thinking, oh, I want to return to that. I've never seen the whole series. I watched all of Voyager. I watched all of Next Generation. I didn't watch Enterprise.
It was okay.
I was like I said, I've heard I hear I haven't missed much there.
Yeah. I like what's his face?
Scott Bakula.
Scott. I like him. And I love T'Pol in Enterprise. T'Pol is a Vulcan who's like feisty. And so a feisty Vulcan. Love. Okay. Deep Space Nine is probably my favorite. And that's probably controversial in a Star Trek circle, but I love Deep Space Nine because of the spiritual, like because of the spiritual aspect of the whole series,
right?
Because they have the Bajoran.
Well, there's a whole world of religious what do I want to say? There's the whole subplot of religious conflict, basically, that delves into really deep questions about spirituality and religion. I mean, I got that from the first season.
Yes, and
so prevalent,
how relevant the Prime Directive is, right? when Star Trek teams, now we're totally Star Trekking it up. When Star Trek teams go, have to veer away from the prime directive, that's when things get messy. And to take it back into New Thought, that's the great example, right? When in the art and the flow of non-attachment, the art and flow of just acceptance,
Mm-hmm.
just accepting what is, accepting others as they are, and not being attached to your thoughts, your ideas, your principles. But everyone has a seat at the table. And if they're not ready for the table, they don't even know the table exists, right?
Yeah.
That's Star Trek. The
Yeah.
prime directive is if they do not have star travel in their paradigm or awareness yet, you don't interact.
Yeah.
And so when you pause because someone who's not on your team spiritually or philosophically or values based alignment, if someone isn't yet seeing where you're at in consciousness, you don't have to bring them, you don't have to drag them, you don't have to engage. You can say, that's an interesting idea, thanks for sharing it, and see you later.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Star Trek has a really great life lessons, you guys. And there's seasons out the wazoo. There's series out the wazoo.
Yeah. I actually threw on early episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation. So of course, starting with Encounter at Farpoint, which was how that whole series was launched. But I just watched, I can't even remember, it was like the 4th episode of the season. And it is very widely panned as one of the worst episodes of Star Trek The Next Generation that exists. And it is deeply, this was surprising because I was watching him because I couldn't really remember it. I was watching him like, this is a deeply racist episode.
Mm.
And even like people who actors on the show now will refer back to it and say, yeah, we knew that it was racist when we were doing it, but like we're obligated to do the script as it's written. And people apparently did bring it up saying, we think this is racist. And it was kind of shoved aside. It's really interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
What episode was that?
It's like the 4th episode of the first season
Of Next Gen.
Of Next Gen. Yeah. I'll double check the,
that's fascinating because I mean, Roddenberry's ideas came to life because of his like in the original Star Trek, it was absolute inclusivity and
right.
equality. I mean, Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah.
Dude.
Code of Honor.
Code of Honor.
Episode is called Code of Honor. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to go refresh. There's so many shows that just don't travel well through history.
That's true. I mean, here's the thing. As much as I love Star Trek, there are episodes that are just like, oh yeah, that did not age well.
Yeah, that
and
did not
some
age well.
that were so wildly ahead of their time.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's the episode where there one species and there was no gender, and ones that felt gender were the ones that like, oh, I'm a girl, or oh, I'm a boy. They were the ones that were ostracized because the whole species didn't have a gender.
Right.
And I mean, I watched that as a young person who was struggling with gender and all of that stuff at the time. And seeing that episode was transformative to me.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, that was a great Star Trek episode. And I'm like, that just changed my life. I
have inside information on that.
Yeah.
So the primary role, we've really gotten off the rant.
We're not, we're ranting about Star Trek now.
Sorry, y'all, we're going to rant about Star Trek for a moment. But the primary character story was Commander William Riker, right? Played by Jonathan Frakes. And, the character that he engages with, who's basically saying, hey, the character in the alien race, hey, I feel gendered. I feel like I'm female, right? And that's a struggle for them to like admit that out loud. Jonathan Frakes actually lobbied really hard for that role to be played by someone who identifies male. You know, because he wanted to even like deepen into, let it be more of a conflict in, you know, our hearts as human beings to like really question, well, what is gender? I mean, gender, I think, is a construct.
Yeah.
I've had my own considerations around my own gender, and
Yeah.
you know,
I think all of life is a spectrum.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. And we don't land any one place in perpetuity. Like, I have felt more female in my life and more male in my life at various times. And, you know, where I am right now, I don't even know. That's all. Okay. We have devolved.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
not devolved.
Devolving to this gender.
You know, we've
I don't. I wear what I want to wear. I do my hair how I want to do, and
you don't have to
what's
please
underneath
anyone else.
here is irrelevant to anyone.
Yeah.
And you know,
And so,
it's irrelevant to me.
So taking it back to the radically affirmative new thought.
Yep.
You get to be exactly who you are.
Yeah.
And you do not have to have your life dictated by anybody else. And so stand firm in your own sense of self-reliance, self-empowerment, and self-esteem. That's what I want to leave people with today.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. You be you, because you are a unique expression of infinite divinity. And I encourage everyone to accept that deeply, but in the acceptance of it, to understand that that is true of every single person you encounter as well. And so our opinions about how other people should show up are irrelevant. They're completely irrelevant. So maybe we let go of even talking about our opinions about how other people should show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Release judgment.
Yes.
Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. All right, my friends.
Okay.
We have come to the conclusion of today's rant.
I think so. I think so. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So great to be with all of you and have this conversation before you. You know, reach out to us. We've got our email addresses there. Mm-hmm. If you have radically affirmative new thoughts you want us to discuss or chew on with you, we'd love to do that.
Please.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. We like to hear from you.
Because it's fun.
Because here's what happens. If we don't hear from you, we may end up talking about Star Trek again.
Star Trek, the musical.
Go watch Strange New Worlds. There's a musical episode. Okay.
Okay. Love everybody. Have a beautiful
blessings, y'all. We'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.
Are you pressing buttons?
I am.